Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It is Friday, the 18th of October. Happy Friday, guys. This is our weekly recap, goes out to everybody on my mailing list and YouTube and subscribers. If you're interested in learning more about me, please stop by smartoptiontrading.com, click on real-time option flow. It tells you everything I do here, and you can subscribe for $25 for the first month, cancel anytime. All right. That's enough of that. So today was options expiration for the month of October. And one thing I told my subs this morning is, these days tend to be very, very choppy, whippy, a lot of moving all around. And, today definitely was, and it kind of fit that bill. And if you look at these charts here, right, we opened up pretty flat here on the market. We sold off all the way to 297 on the SPY. Now we're back here with about 50 minutes to go, just shy of 299, not far off of where we opened. The Qs were the weaker link today, right? Came all the way down to 191. And the IWM gave a nice V bounce as well. And I want you guys to notice these big V bounces. And then I want you to look at this daily chart here on the SPY and notice here that we bounced right off the 8-day. What a coinky dink, right? We talked about that this morning as a place that we should hold if we saw weakness. Volume, nothing special on this selling. It's 50 minutes ago, 39 million shares. It's not like volume is all that heavy. By the way, here we are going green right now as we speak. And, today was just one of those days where tech was weak. And they came in, they dumped tech right off the bat, right? They said, we don't want it. Tech bad. So Microsoft, right, came in, they hit Microsoft hard again. Going to earnings next week, they took profits. They dumped Shop right off the open. Right? A little pop candle in the 5-minute, then quick reversal and back down. And the one thing I've been saying this week is careful with the 5-minute candles. Wait for the first 5-minute candle because a lot have been head fakes. Same thing in Amazon. Netflix, another very weak day, right? Very, very weak here as we went into today. Square, they named they loved yesterday. They wanted nothing to do with tier today. And then, of course, Roku, which had been strong all week, they dumped it like mad today. Watch you to notice something. Where did Roku hold today? Well, after a strong week, it came in, went just a little below the 8-day and pushed back above it. And, right now, here it is right again back on the 50-day. Okay, big spot. It's been trying to ride that, right? Once it took the 50-day back, it used to support once, support twice, and if we can close above it, it should be good for a trade next week. So just keep that in mind, looking at things. Look at the volume here today. So this week was all about finding trades, doing things, and looking for different things going on out there. And it wasn't the easiest of weeks. We had earnings this week. Earnings season kicked in. Earnings were very good, especially the banks. We'll get to that. Netflix told everybody. I listened to the report, listened to the call. I didn't think it was that good. Shorted it yesterday, made some money on it. Didn't make enough, but made money on it. That's okay. And for me here, I don't have a good feel for where this wants to go now. It feels like it could go lower, not acting particularly special. It has to get it back above 300 to really gain my attention right now. And right now, nothing really special going on with this name. And it could kind of drift back on and retest this 252 area, especially if Disney knocks it out of the park. Right? What was good this week and what led were the banks. And the banks here are showing signs that they want to lead. And I've been talking about this for a while, and we'll continue to talk about this, is the banks have been consolidating for 18 months. Okay, just about. And they got it. XLF has to take out this 2850 area to get going. And here it is leading. After all the big banks and a bunch of the regionals are reported, you can see it hovering. And the one thing I want you guys to know about the banks is the banks don't like to get far off the 8-day. So when the XLF got up here, a couple of days of sideways action. JP Morgan, same thing, leading. Put a new all-time high in this week. What's it doing today? Nice move back up. Bank of America, another one laggard that I own. I did not sell calls against it this week. I toyed with it, didn't do it. If this thing gets above 31, this thing can run. Still a little extended off of stuff here, but acting great. Same thing with Citigroup. Okay, Citigroup here, another name, trying to wake up, not holding it quite as well, but good. Bottom line is the banks are starting to make a move. And if the banks can go, banks can lead. And if they lead, that could change the market. And what I'm trying to tell everybody today is, Wells Fargo is that we had rotation in this market. So you see rotation to the banks. Names like Lulu is still a new all-time high here today, still leading here right now. Nike, a new all-time high today, despite big put buying on it. Beautiful move here today, right? Apple, despite all the weakness in tech, Apple holding in here just a stone's throw from all-time highs here right now at 138.13. We saw names like Deere which had put a new all-time high and a new all-time high today. Cat going into earnings next week, very strong. So there's a lot of good to be had here. Okay, a lot going on. And then there's Boeing. Boeing. And Boeing got absolutely killed this week, today. And on the news that they may be in trouble with the FAA because they hid stuff from them. Big down move. Some of you guys caught puts on this, did a great job with it. I did not trade much today. I've had a okay week, guys. I didn't trade a lot this week. I took what the market gave me, took some losses I shouldn't have, but overall I kept my losses small and made money this week in a market that remains to be very choppy. So for me, what I do this week, I traded what WDC on the upgrade. It didn't work, right? Roku a bunch of times. I took that small little loss on NVIDIA and I wasn't feeling it. Of course, then it took off and those calls more than tripled. It happens. Caught JP Morgan, played Lyft, more Roku, more JP Morgan. You can see the Netflix on there. Square, Micron, try to swing that, didn't work, took it off for a little bit of a loss. Roku again, AMD, and then just tried a little trade on Roku here, just a small little trade just to make money and just trying a different strategy of using a trailing stop. Overall, not a great week, but a green week, and I'll take it, and that's all that really matters in this market. From a flow perspective, there were some big buying in the indexes. So, for example, the QQQ's November 197 calls, massively bought, something I like to keep an eye on. We saw big buying in the QQQ's December 205 calls as well. So stuff like that has my attention here as we move forward. Names, individuals was kind of a little bit weird here. MNK, you had a big buyer yesterday of this one. I'm sorry, MDR. Sorry, come on, MDR. There we go. McDermott. Big buyer yesterday of this one in the November 3 calls down here today. That is if you're trying to catch a falling knife there, you need to be careful with that one. Disney had a very nice call spread, December 135 by 145 as we're going into earnings. I'll keep an eye on that one. In general, overall, there was a lot of great flow to be found out there in terms of daily stuff. They came after AMD a couple times and it worked. But overall, bottom line is the market was a little bit choppy this week. It gave us some trades. And that's all I'm looking for. My thesis on this market remains we're going to make an all-time high. If earnings remain strong, that's probably a good chance what happens in next week. We have options expiration behind us. We have the Fed coming up. 302.63, just a stone's throw away now. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. I hope you all had a great week trading, and I'll catch you all with charts on Sunday.